A lot of people say something very cheesy. They say it's all about the journey and the process. It's not about the end.
It's neither the end nor the journey. It's the company.
It's the company, the
Yeah.
people. Okay. So as long as you're around the right people, it's pretty good.
Yeah. No matter what it is, no matter how long the journey or how short it was, no matter if I got the result I wanted or not, as long as I have the right company, man, I have everything.
Well, what do you think will happen when a lot of people become more and more isolated and not really people? A lot of people have company. Do you think this is a temporary issue, or we're gonna fix it in the future?
I don't know if we're gonna fix it, but it's damaging to us. It's gonna make us weaker and weaker as a species, because we are social beings. We need each other's. Even if we're isolated in a room, every person is isolated in his own room. We still need each other. You need a guy like 100 miles away to get your electricity or your air conditioning or even your food. In our nature, we are sociable. We need each other. We know that we need each other. If we like distant ourselves from each other, our senses were gonna go dull. We're gonna lose a bit of our humanity, of our power as a species.
Some people argue that you can still it's still possible to achieve a meaningful connection through a digital playing field. Do you think that's possible?
You can get a meaningful, yeah, but you always also need the physical connection, the physical presence of someone else. Not just to see what he wants you to see. You need to have all the angles you can get.
So you don't think we can replace that with the digital?
Replace? No.
No.
We can still have meaningful connection. I'm not saying that it's not meaningful. We can still, but it's not a replacement.
Do you think most people understand that?
Deep down or like superficially?
Both.
Deep down, we know we need each other. We know that we're weaker when we are alone. We all know that deep down. But some people may believe or like say to themselves that, okay, I don't need anyone. I can live here in my room, not seeing anyone, not like interacting directly with anyone. I think genuinely deep down they know it's not true.
What would be if let's say someone you loved and they were fully willing to open up to you and listen to your idea? You don't have to do any stupid shit like humor or whatever, like we were talking about earlier. You can just tell them and they will listen. What would you tell them to do if they were, if they had this belief?
I'm not against trying. Whatever you are trying to do, try. Know that, in my experience, in my opinion, at certain point you need. How can I say I don't need anyone? Will I go like gather and hunt for my food? Okay, that's possible. Will I not use electricity? Will I not like live in an apartment? I will live in a cave? Okay, maybe. Okay, to a certain point, I'm following you. You don't need anyone. What happens when you're like 70 or 80 years old? Don't you need someone to a little bit help you taking care of yourself? Or what happened when you were first born? You're like 1 day old. You don't need anyone? At certain points, we may like don't need in certain domains, but ultimately we are social beings. We need each other.